You're live.
Okay, thank you. I call the meeting of the July 6, 2020 Utility Committee to order. Karen, are you going to call the roll?
Karen Cook.
Karen?
She's having some issues, I think. She was saying that she's not coming through.
Okay, then I'll do it, I guess. Frank Potter?
Here.
Are you on this committee? Adam?
Here.
Eric?
I'm not on the committee.
Okay. Ron? Are you on the committee?
He is.
So I thought he and Tim. They're not here yet?
I thought that was them
Nope.
at the bottom.
He was back there. I was talking.
There you
Ron had us muted.
We're here now.
go. There they are.
Okay. Ron, you here?
Yes,
Tim?
I'm sure.
Ron and Tim are here.
Okay. And need an approval of the agenda.
Also move.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, it carries. We need to get an approval of the last meeting's notes. You guys have looked at them.
I'll make a motion to approve the last meeting's notes.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. And this is August 6th, the August 3rd meeting, not July 6th, but, okay, the sewer audit. Eric? Is that you or,
That would be me.
okay,
This is Ashley Carvajal. I'm the water resource specialist for the Village Radio. So as of today, we have 146 connected that we did during the audit. We had 58 people connect outside the audit, leaving us with a amount of 204 connected to sewer. And we have a potential amount of 226.
And that's just in the Village of Ruidoso, correct, Ashley?
Correct.
and that'll have everybody that we have availability for hooked up at your 226?
Yeah, so we have 22 letters out right now for people to connect. And so once all 22 connect, we should have 226 properties connected to sewer.
Okay, but is that everything we have availability for?
No.
No.
Actually,
Okay.
you can show, I turned on the share screen if you wanted to share your map.
Okay, hold on, let me get my map up. Which map, Eric? The one we sent out?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second, sorry. So here's the map that Eric sent out earlier this morning. So all the blue areas you can see are areas we have already audited. So we have covered quite a bit of area. We still have some more to go. We have audited 4,486 properties. And so we have 22 properties pending and 204 connected as of right now.
And I believe with John, with commercial accounts altogether in the Village of Ruidoso, we have like 8,200.
Possibilities.
Well, I mean, some of the commercial ones, I'm sure they're already counted, but like the Upper Cannon, we have not touched the Upper Cannon because of the sewer line project.
Right.
So
Okay.
there's quite a few out there.
Correct, yeah, we have not done anything for Upper Canyon as of
Yeah.
right now.
Okay,
And that's where we'll shift all of our efforts once the sewer line project's done. Because
Yeah.
that's really the focus area that NMED wanted us to do.
so our usual program with them is we do what they want last.
Actually, how many letters do you got prepared so far for this next batch you're sending out?
I have about 5 or 6 more rows to do, but Marty has about 7 pages of letters that he will need to mark off on. And those letters can range from confirmed connection letters, dye test build, and applications. So we have a wide variety, and this is going to be a mass mailing going out, hopefully here within the next month.
All right, well, good. Okay, the water audit.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen for you guys. So I'm Eric Coita. I'm the Water Resource Director for the Village of Ruidoso. So we had some issues with our water audit for the last couple months. So this is the first report that I've submitted to you guys in a while. But we got that resolved, Toy and I. And so we're catching up with 3 months of data. This first one shows the blue line is the infrastructure leakage index. Generally, as it gets higher, it means it's worse condition, lower is better. So we have, it's fitting along what we've been seeing. We've had some more non-revenue water. However, interestingly, the value of the non-revenue water has actually been decreasing. And part of that is, I think, associated with the increased usage of surface water versus well water and decreased electrical expenditures. Kind of an interesting thing to know. This is the corrected total water supplied is the blue line. The authorized billed consumption is the orange line. So our water sales have stayed pretty consistent over this trailing 12-month period. But our non-revenue water is starting to rebound a bit. So we had our lowest amounts in 2017 through 2018, but we've had a slight increase in that non-revenue water. And then this is the unadjusted and adjusted trailing 12 months. So these jaggedy lines that are going up and down, that's the actual numbers. So the blue is the total water supplied, and then this is the averaged out line for water produced. So we have been producing a little bit more water. Our water sales are the yellow lines. And so here is the period of kind of closures, and we can see the increase in sales since then. And then our non-revenue water. So our sales have stayed pretty consistent when you look at the average amounts. It hasn't changed drastically, but we have increased in water produced in the non-revenue water. So that's really indicating that we have some increased leakage in the system somewhere. So I'm going to be working on the actual full-blown audit here. The report's due by September 1st, and this week is my week that I've been scheduling to do the actual audit. So next month I will submit you our annual water conservation report with all the data.
Okay. You or Ashley want to do the asset management?
Sure. So For the asset management, we're still just waiting for the NMED contract to be executed. But for the work order system update, it seems like most of the departments are really utilizing the work order system. Ashley just did a follow-up training with the Parks and Rec. And then we're also refining the process for capital projects, working with Karen on that. So Ashley and I will engage with Karen at NMED to see, again, what's the holdup with the contract for the asset management. And then we're going to start digging into seeing how thorough of a job field staff are doing filling out the work orders, so that we can make sure that there's enough data collected. So we'll start parsing out some individual departments to do that review and work with those directors to see how we can improve the quality of work orders.
All right. The Alto Reservoir improvements, probably also you.
Your guys' little chit chat before the start of the meeting is kind of fitting for this, talking about the water sales to Alto. So Ashley and I, we went out and we hiked the old water line that went through Alto. As the water from Eagle Creek, it curved up the highway where it could either go up to Capitan, or it would curve down through Alto and go to the pump house. So we walked that line. We're just trying to find some valve locations across the street from the Brewers gas station, but we're getting that ready for testing, doing a pressure test on that to see how many leaks it might have in the line. Adam, do you know, has Jody been able to go out there, or you, or anyone?
No, we've been focusing on this, the other little project for next week, or if we haven't had a chance to go out there.
Okay. So once we get the information of all the major valves, we're gonna look at the air release valves, rehabbing those for the pressure test, and then conducting that pressure test. And then if it's in good shape, we'll look at reconnecting the line to the Alto pump house and then doing a new Eagle Creek crossing. So one of my questions, and it's for you, Frank, do you know the water sales to Alto, did that just occur right there at the dam, right there as it crosses over Eagle Creek? There's a pipe that just goes along the surface of the ground there.
I believe it did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can't,
Okay.
are you saying we just took the water out of the lake?
No, so that water line that goes through the easement in Alto,
Yeah,
and then there's that aerial crossing right at the spillway,
right.
the bypass spillway. So right there, there's a T, and then there's a line that goes off, and there was a spot where it looks like there was a saddle meter, and then that pipe goes along the surface for a little bit. And I'm assuming that that's the connection to the Alto.
It is.
Okay, because there's just some conceptual drawings that I've seen from like Jack Atkins and some other people where it shows it more in the middle of the line, but I think they were just showing that there's a line coming off of there to Alto.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So we're finalizing that, and then we are working on doing another water quality test on there. So Molson Corbin is preparing the details on that, and we'll be doing a comprehensive analysis of the water quality there. That's everything I have for that, John.
Okay. Well, the next one's yours too, with the underground storage.
So we did a kickoff meeting with John Shoemaker and Associates, and went through kind of the initial process and all the steps that's going to be covered. One of the things that we did note that the scope kind of missed was completing a distribution system analysis. So as we analyze all these wells for their potential, we're going to have Moles and Corbin is going to work under John Shoemaker and Associates to evaluate our water model and determine how much water we could potentially draw from a point in the distribution system without impacting fire flows or parts of the distribution system. So that's being added to the analysis, and so we'll have a more thorough product there.
Okay.
But we're still just in a kickoff for that.
Okay, the Town and Country Water and Sewer. I don't see Sam on there as,
I can give a little update on that.
Okay.
I mean, what I know about it. 100% design has been done. It has been submitted to NMED. Our application for the CVDG grant has been submitted to DFA, and I believe they're gonna start looking at the applications September 7th.
do you have any idea when they make their decision?
I think that's when they're gonna start making decisions, right around December or September.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay.
Yes.
Good.
Councilor Cornelius,
Yes.
next step on the CDBG is they're going to have will be the public hearing process on the projects you like. You do a presentation of your application to the Community Development Board. That's the next step, and then after that process, and then the Department of Finance will have they will have an award. They usually, now that we're doing it virtual, not in person, but they have a separate meeting where they award, and they go step by step and award the applications projects.
Okay.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you. Okay. Eric, I think the water management at Horton is you. Is that right?
Yep. So the surveyor had to come back out to resurvey something. And so Chris is still waiting on the final survey report. And I believe that, so Ron and I also shared the contact information for Chris Phillips, our engineer, with White Sands Construction to coordinate on the entrances to make sure that the projects mesh well with each other. So I need to follow up with Chris and see where we're sitting on that. I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks.
Okay. Next one's the RJU Imaginary Shop Building.
So we are gonna stick with the regularly scheduled program with the shop building at the street department right outside the gate. We did have a kickoff meeting with Wilson and Company. They have done the survey and the geotech on it,
Mhm.
and so they're starting the design now, and we'll hopefully be moving forward on it.
Okay, good. But you can't wait on
I
that
cannot
one.
wait. I'm ready.
Okay, Randy, the Grindstone Dam projects.
Okay, Sauter Miller is completing task order number 2, and Gresh is gonna let me know tomorrow when that's gonna be completed. And he's also working on a starting date for task order 3. And I'm assuming that Sauter Miller will go first on the dam gallery survey. But I should have confirmation probably tomorrow, since he's off today.
Okay. And they go in there and then Yi does the rest of it, is that right, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sauter Miller's got a good part of the, taking care of the survey and putting the report together and recommendation on removing some of the humps inside the gallery so they could get the drainage.
Yeah.
And they're gonna figure out exactly how many drains has to be surveyed. And then Ye and Associates is gonna set up the contract and do all the, all the dirty work on the contract.
All right. Eagle Creek and Gavilan well field designs, I guess that's Eric, probably.
Yep. So we did a pump test on the Brown well and completed that. And those results have been sent to Molson Corbin. We're also doing some utility locates, working with Molson. We potholed the commingled line by Fault Well and found the depth and confirmed the size and condition of the concrete line there. And then we've got 2 more digs scheduled, one at the Brown Well connection to the commingled line, and then we're going to dig up the pitless adapter at Fault Well just to do an inspection on that. Since this project has been, we're using a lot of the same designs over from previous wells. We're just going to do 2 review phases. So the first review is going to happen at 60% design. But we're still on target for completion of the design in December.
All right. Okay, Karen, the hazard mitigation and stabilization.
Okay, hazard mitigation and the lift station phases. We had a little update from FEMA EHP late Thursday last week as the biweekly update call got canceled. So we were able to get a small briefing from Sean Boyle with FEMA Historic Preservation Office, and he has stated that the SHPO review, the consultation SHPO is doing with FEMA EHP is on target. They're hoping that package 1 and 2 will be approved the end of August, as that is Molson's date or target date, I should say, to get things moving. We're hoping we'll have some kind of a approval by then. I can go ahead and go into the restoration since I'm on that topic and tell you that we are waiting. We're getting a final finalizing, I should say, the change order for SAC's suspension costs, and we're hoping to get that on to the JEP the next meeting, as we're hoping to get that presented. But as of now, FEMA EHP does not feel that there will be any issues with the consultation. So we're hoping that that's good news. So we'll be looking at the end of August for some kind of answer.
Okay, good. And are the easements going all right?
Yeah, so we have one easement to file now. I've received for one of the restoration properties. All of the properties from restoration and lift stations have acknowledged that they received their easement letter. We did a couple of site visits week before last, and we're consulting with the property owners and getting their requests. Some of them want their property staked so they can actually see what trees are being effective, if any. But we're moving along on those, and we'll be doing a little bit more of a push this next week so that we can hopefully get all those secure. Our target, we want to get all those secured in place, mid-August. So we'll be pushing here pretty soon, a little bit harder on these property owners.
Okay, good. All right, the Greenwell. All right.
So we have the bids back in for Greenwell. Surprisingly, for how interested everyone seemed in it, we only had one person submit a bid. So it's Yellow Jacket Drilling, and it did come in a little bit under budget. So we're trying to work through and get a contract executed with them, and that's going to be on tomorrow's workshop meeting.
All right. Okay, the Alta Crest Treatment Plant improvements. Randy?
Okay, basically, Current Electric did all the roughing for the piping for the emergency generator. And Smithco is currently working on the dirt work for the cement pad. And then they're also working on the outside of the building. They're removing the old siding and getting it all prepped. So their goal is to get all the outside work done since, you know, we have fairly decent weather. So that's their main strategy, is taking care of the outside first. So everything's starting to move. That's pretty much all I have on it as of today.
Okay. Well, at least they're going.
Yeah.
Okay, the additional work on Main Road Bridge. Eric?
Okay. So Ryan Roper's actually demobilized off the site. He wrapped up the facade and the drainage improvements in the fish habitat. We had him rework some of the fish habitat to bury some of the boulders deeper. And then with some of the storms, there's some pretty substantial erosion on the riprap rundowns and the geogrid. And so on the geogrid, he put in a little bit coarser material on the top to hopefully prevent some of that lighter material where the grass will grow from eroding out. And then on the rundowns, they did a grouted riprap rundown, and it looks like it should do okay for the drainage complications that we were seeing there.
Okay, well, are they gonna have it fixed this time so it holds up? Because we'll have these storm events forever.
I sure hope so. I think that, you know, Adams went out and looked at the rundowns. I looked at them. I think they should do a good job.
What the issue is with the rundowns is, you know, they had just the riprap in there, you know, the cutouts with the riprap and basically the geogrid underneath. So when the water was hitting, instead of running that down the middle of the rundowns, they're just scouring the sides. So what Ryan did is he left the riprap in there and did like a kind of a grouted riprap, and it actually goes over the wall. So it has a tendency to slow down the water before it goes in the river, but there's not going to be any scarring to actually go over the gradient into the river.
Okay. The apple orchard and Middle Gavel, they're still yours, I think.
Yep. So tomorrow is the big day for Apple Orchard. We are taking plant 3 offline for 2 days to drain the line and cut into the concrete line and add in a new tee to tie in the apple orchard well. So Randy's guys and I are going to be coming in super early and starting work at 5 in the morning to start that shutdown process. And then we'll be draining the line. The contractor is going to be, they've got the materials delivered today, and the welder should be on site a little bit after we finish up the line. So everything is showing that they should be done in the 48 hours. And so Thursday will be spent recharging the water line and getting plant 3 back up and operating again. So I think it will be a good trial run too for Randy's staff, because in the treatment plant 3 improvements, they'll be periodically taking the water plant offline, so it's a good training exercise for them. And then in Middle Gavilan,
What I was looking for the other day.
and then at Middle Gavilan, they are for the most part wrapped up with the transmission line, and they're doing the remaining portions of the process piping, but they're all kind of all hands on deck on the apple orchard until that line is repaired.
Hand it to me.
Okay. Randy, the country club tank.
Okay, Country Club tank is going pretty good. We started filling the tank Thursday at 10 o'clock at night. And as of Sunday at 5:15, the tank was full. File Construction had a guy on site, during the filling process, just to make sure if there was any problems. And we did a coordinated effort with the pump and switching the valves yesterday, and everything went real smooth. They have most of all the items completed. Probably by the end of the week, they should have most of everything done. A couple of the pending items is the aluminum jacket on the inlet pipe and the electrical work, which the contractor Bulldog should be on site probably Wednesday. One thing I was going to mention, when they were filling the tank, they did have some leaks on some of the bolts on the bottom, but Landmark will be out here on Thursday to address all the issues. And we are still on target for substantial completion on August 18th.
Good. Okay. I guess you're up again, Eric. Alto.
Wait, Alto 2. So the crane came to the site, and I believe that they're setting up the vaults at the location. They finished up the crossing across Eagle Creek, and they started tapping into the Alto Reservoir Pump House water line to do that connection. So they're moving it forward with a lot of the remaining major components. Hopeful that they'll be on track. The biggest concern that we had was those delivery of those vaults, which from my understanding are there.
Yeah, Eric, they were unloading them when I was out there today.
Is there a way that you can I copy this one? So you sent it to me, right?
Okay.
Email this to
Yeah,
you?
email it to me.
Well, I skipped the restoration of existing sewer lines and manholes. What's that?
The hazard mitigation.
With that, okay. And then the Hemlock Circle Phase 2.
Hemlock Circle Phase 2 is complete, the construction part of it. We're waiting to close out the project. We're waiting on the GIS files, the shape files, and then we can close it completely out.
Adam,
Yes.
Katie's gonna be here next week on Thursday. Maybe if we don't have it by then, we can engage her and see what's going on with that, the shape files.
Okay, the closeout on Malone, is that you, Karen?
No, that's me.
Oh,
It's been closed out. Malone's completely done. We have the shape files. We have the project has been completely closed out.
good.
That was on there, these two closeout projects were on there because of the closeout project report that hadn't been, I don't think John had them the last time, or you weren't here, Adam, that's what it was, the last meeting, to present the closeout reports, that's what these are about.
Okay, we have the closeout reports for DePaul. We've done.
Now you need to go up there and widen that road.
Good luck with that.
Oh man, I'm trying to work up there. It's hopeless. You've got a lot of wash, rock and gravel down in that
Yeah, we've
road.
got to go up there since it rained.
Yeah. So, All right, well, I guess that's everything then. The next meeting's September 7th at 3 o'clock right here. So does anybody have anything else? And I guess we're adjourned.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
To YouTube viewers, Eric,
What is September 7th? Is that Labor Day?